when they hear FBA, they
Who?
kind of,
Who?
well, African Americans and Africans, for one, they rebuttal it because they think that we're claiming to not have any lineage from Africa. We're not saying that. We're saying that we do have lineage that stretch back to there. However, we are a new group of people. That's all we're saying. Never been to Africa, but I'm not denying that I may have lineage from there. That's all. So they have a problem with that. But this Pan-African stuff, them Pan-Africans have never done anything for the black community over here. They don't even give us free entry into their country. So what are we benefiting from being Pan-African? I land my plane.
Anybody have any rebuttals? All right. Thank you, FBA Teddy, for coming up. I'm going to rotate you down. Thank you. You can come back anytime. IG, hey.
Hey, what's up? Can you give me like about maybe 2 minutes? Let me get on this elevator real quick.
Okay. St. Croix, how you doing?
How you doing, host?
Fine. We can have let's have an open panel for a minute, y'all. Just to, see where everybody at, just conversate for a little bit. I need to stretch. I've been in this chair too long.
Well, good afternoon, good night. It is Saturday night, right? Oh, Saturday night, hey. Hopefully you're having a decent night, if nothing else. So, let's get into a few things. I want you to sit back, and then we're going to rewind this conversation because I want you to hear what this brother got to say, all right? Let's go.
I do kind of want to know. I do want to ask a question to the Africans about what FBA Teddy just said. Like, what do we benefit from Pan-Africanism coming from y'all?
I mean, listen. You had your civil right because of Pan-African, right?
No.
They say
No.
this.
The answer is no.
Okay, so now you know. Okay, so we're gonna go back. This man, as you can see, listen, he came into this latest TikTok. If you wanna go follow her, I'm gonna try to attach everything I need to. But y'all, he came into the live. Bitch, I'm telling you, let me tell you something. If it's nothing else that makes you just your nerves is a person that can just deliberately lie, and was brainwashed and don't know nothing, and is less of a man because he wants to give his own women in his own country. He ain't trying to claim some of this out, okay? Now the man said he had took out civil rights, okay? Now, he gave us the opportunity to have civil rights. So let's tune in to this phone call. I am unapologetic. Thank you. You are more than welcome to hit like and subscribe if you want to. This is a live. It ain't no premiere. We are here. Yeah, this chocolate is beaming. Listen, look, lights and clippers make you look all right. But get to know. Listen, let's jump into this. Just check this out. I'm gonna go back. Let's go back into this.
What's up, bro?
Right, we're gonna go back. And we're gonna go back to the start.
These people came, YT people came here with us. They stole all of our artifacts. They stole a lot of our records and they put them away. So when he tries to say, oh, there's no evidence, no this and that, they have the evidence. But what we do still have are our elders. Now you want us to discredit and disrespect our elders. So you really trying to say that our elders are not capable of remembering who they are and where they come from, because they're all still alive. Secondly, that Black American slave history or whatever he said is not a part of America because we were sovereign citizens. So I think that people are mistaken when they hear certain things. They need you, seriously, please go sit down and go and read. We were a sovereign people. We still are a sovereign people. These people came here and they built the government. There was no government here before. So we are indeed a sovereign people. So no, we're not a part of their government, to be technical about it. So that's what he meant by that.
Okay, hold on. Tell the think tank, you can come back up, but I gotta rotate the stage. Thank you. You can come back up though.
All right, thanks for having me up. Peace.
You're welcome. Go ahead, Revenue.
Yeah, it's very
And y'all, we
interesting.
only gonna do, we're not doing all four because we got a lot of people. That's too many minutes. We just gonna do two. So American and let's hear from FBA Teddy. I ain't never heard from him. After that, go ahead. Final say, Revenue.
Yeah, it's very interesting that she wants us to believe in some conspiracy theory that the white man just burned up all the evidence to prove that they're indigenous to America. But somehow I could get on a highway right now, go to the African burial ground in New York City, and see what's documented with Africans buried with their motifs here in the middle of New York City. I could also go and look at the oldest institutes in America as far as the Free African Society, the African Methodist Church, the Free African School in New York City, the Igbo landing in Georgia. I could see everything that's documented where people refer to themselves as African, but somehow it's a conspiracy to hide some Native American ancestry. It just don't even make sense. Like I said, we need to stop believing in things and start proving things with peer-reviewed articles and that's backed by evidence. Secondly, Trump literally said slavery and racism is anti-American, and he signed the executive order, and he also defunded the African American Museum in Washington, D.C. I don't know where you getting your conspiracy theory from, and that's just what it is.
All right, thank you. Go ahead, FBA Teddy. Hey.
Yeah, when they get up on this panel and they want to debunk indigenous people's claim, but they'll turn right around and say that their descendants came from Ghana or the west side of the Ivory Coast when those countries didn't even exist during the transatlantic slave trade. So how do y'all can trace your ancestry back to a place that a country?
You know what that says though, because it's true. A lot of times, our cousins, as you're getting ready to hear this debate, it's just like I've always known, that that a lot of them are scammers and things like that. But it just gets me that you would scam history too. But as we get deep into this phone call, you're going to see, and I want you listening in and just kind of like, because I was listening to this and I was like, wow. And it gets me shout out to Love's World, because I thank God I love women and I love our people that correct people when they wrong, because if you like how he just said, like Trump is like doing things with the African American Museum here in DC, and that's wrong to try to rewrite our history. No, you're not gonna whitewash this. But as you can see during this conversation, you're going to see these reactions when he gets to him giving us being the privilege of, they say, what did he do? What did you do for us? He said, I give you all privilege rights. Civil rights. I give you all civil rights. This is what we did for you.
That never existed. But when you look at that genealogy, you can't seem to find out where your great grandparents was at inside America. None of that shows up. I land my plane.
All right, final say, Revenue.
Yeah, I don't really understand what this brother was saying, but I'll just reply to what he's saying. We cannot prove black people was in America prior to the transatlantic slave trade. There's no evidence. There's no empirical data to support that. In fact, the man that first coined that was Ivan Van Sertima, and he had to correct himself because he got debunked by a multitude of different experts in the field. He had to revise his book over 18 times to take out some of the pseudoscience claim. And he even retracted his claim, and he said, I never said black people are indigenous to America. I said Africans came to the Americas and had contact with Native American people. So even when you people try to quote people like Ivan Van Sertima, Dr. Claude Winters, these people don't agree with you. They literally was that came and seen Native American people. So when you people are talking about, oh, we're Native Americans, the data don't support it, no experts support it. And I think living in a first world country, relying on YouTube videos and what you believe is not good enough to prove a point.
Good point.
Okay, thank you.
YouTube video. It's funny.
Thank you, Revenue, for coming up. Thank you. I'm gonna rotate the stage. Thank you, Revenue.
Thank you, Lover.
You welcome. FBA Teddy, you want to address the prompt?
Yes. It says, what's the real issue? Well, I think one of the real issues is when they hear FBA, they kind of, well, African Americans and Africans, for one, they rebuttal it because they think that we're claiming to not have any lineage from Africa. We're not saying that. We're saying that we do have lineage that stretch back to there. However, we are a new group of people. That's all we're saying. Never been to Africa, but I'm not denying that I may have lineage from there. That's all.
And just to piggyback off of what the brother's saying, just to make it clear, exactly what he said, as we say. The thing is this. I would never think that it would go kind of like this far, with people being this upset about it, because I was like, why would you be this mad about something like that? But some people have their own feelings about it, right? So what he's saying is this: it's a lineage. They said, how when they come over here, they say, they speak so much about, they had the Essence Festival, they had all the flags out. They had all the colors, yellow, blue, pink, whatever the hell colors they want. And we go and we celebrate with them as well, even though Target was there. But we all celebrate as well. So it's like you claim your culture, right? But the thing is, over here in America, we've let so many immigrants in, and so many of our melanated cousins, y'all don't understand our strife and what we went through. Y'all disrespect us, and then you get over here and you force us to say, well, you need to work hard, And it just baffles me. It just baffles me. So yeah, let's go.
So they have a problem with that. But this Pan-African stuff, them Pan-Africans have never done anything for the black community over here. They don't even give us free entry into their country. So what are we benefiting from being Pan-African?
Nope.
I land my plane.
What?
Anybody have any rebuttals? All right. Thank you, FBA Teddy, for coming up. I'm going to rotate you down. Thank you. You can come back anytime. IG, hey.
Even though it was like a lot of heat, you know what I'm saying? She was a very good host. Make sure I go ahead and follow.
Hey, what's up? Can you give me like about maybe 2 minutes? Let me get on this elevator real quick.
Okay. St. Croix, how you doing?
Good. How you doing, host?
Fine. We can have let's have an open panel for a minute, y'all. Just to, see where everybody at, just conversate for a little bit. I need to stretch. I've been in this chair too long.
I do kind of want to know.
All right, y'all. Here we go.
I do want to ask a question to the Africans about what FBA Teddy just said. Like, what do we benefit from Pan-Africanism coming from y'all?
I mean, listen, you had your civil right because of Pan-African, right?
No.
They say
No.
this.
The answer is no.
Let him finish.
Answer, bro. Come on.
Hold on, hold on,
Jesus
African.
Christ.
Hold on,
She
African.
does
Hold on,
she,
King. Hold on, King. Calm down. Breathe. Take a breath.
she does that
Hold on,
all the
take a breath.
time.
Breathe in and breathe
No,
out.
tell
Hold
her
on,
the
calm
one
down.
close to you.
Look, I'm talking to you nice, King. Look, just take a breath. Know what I'm saying? Don't you ain't gotta get,
No,
know what
you
I'm saying,
telling
already,
me,
but
and she's
I'm
the
about to
one
let you.
crashing out.
I know I'm about to let you finish.
I had to take me a shot. Take a shot. Now we at my part. That's why I said, you know what? The Lord told, because I don't get on. Let me tell you something. To all of you, all our melanated cousins out there, let me tell you something. God bless your ignorant soul that the YT man sold you something else and you worship him more than we do. I think it should be an honor that you have cousins that will stand up and fight and say, hell no, Harpo, you won't beat me. Instead, you lay down, okay? You lay down quicker than Laura Loomer for Donald Trump. And that's really, really sad. But for you to come over here and start claiming that civil rights came from y'all and y'all didn't civil or right y'all own country, brother, you need to get your head fixed.
Look, I done
Look
stopped
there.
her. Just know what I'm saying. Just go ahead, say what you got to say, and then I'm gonna let her reply.
Listen,
But
I mean,
creep
Pan
lightly
African,
though.
right?
Creep
Listen, Pan
creep
African,
lightly. That's
what?
all I'm saying. Just creep lightly on what you say and try to be factual.
I mean, listen, it's Pan-African. It's Pan-African that gave black people civil rights, right?
You
It's the same Pan-African. Listen, before Martin Luther King, before he came and started that movement, he went to Ghana after 1957 and had that inspiration, right? And then
My
came
bad, my
back
mic was on
and
mute.
then
I was saying, I was losing my breath. I was upset. I almost started fainting because we see it. I'm sorry. You know. All right. Let's do this right here. Let's do this. We on 6:15. Let's go back. Let's go back right here. Go to 9:30. All right. We're gonna start right here. We're gonna rehear that. We're gonna make sure our ears work. Cause sometimes we don't go to a doctor a lot because what I'm saying, Trump had got our insurance and everything council. So we're gonna make sure. So let's make sure we heard the same thing. All right, hold on. Let's do
And then I'm gonna let her reply.
listen,
But
I mean,
creep
Pan
lightly
African,
though.
right?
Creep
Listen, Pan
creep
African,
lightly. That's
what?
all I'm saying. Just creep lightly on what you say and try to be factual.
I mean, listen, it's Pan-African. It's Pan-African that gave black people civil rights, right?
you
It's the same Pan-African. Listen, before Martin Luther King, before he came and started that movement, he went to Ghana after 1957 and had that inspiration, right? And then came back and then started that civil rights movement, right? And I mean, Pan African has given
You expound on the inspiration, cause
right.
last I
I
thought.
mean,
Hold on. The
right.
reason why I say can you expound on that inspiration, cause last I looked, the civil rights movement was already going on in the 50s, and really it's the second offshoot of the original civil rights movement from the the 1920s and 30s. So
But which year did you get it? Isn't it 1960?
no, you have to understand in American history we had different eras of the civil rights movement. The original civil rights movement happened after Reconstruction with
Right.
the New
But
Negro movement.
when was it officially? Isn't it 1960?
No,
Yes. Right,
What
right.
we do?
So
this
listen,
Hold on. See. Do you see? Listen. Hit like, hit subscribe if you are here. If you got to hear that and got to see me by just lose my goddamn mind. Listen, isn't it intriguing? Mhm. Now, me and you both heard the same thing. Let me tell you something. This is why This why anytime I get a scam call number or I see one of them in the Uber, I don't get in and I don't press one and I don't say that on the phone. Okay. This man just sat here and smoothly, sturdily, dirty footly bushmeat eating ass slid off his tongue that we if it weren't for us, y'all would have civil rights. And then you can't tell you the year when it started, what we went through to get there. None of that. You know? It's like you know, they're very tribalistic people, and I'm starting to come to be understand it. And I thought these folks was gonna be, you know, our cousins, and these motherfuckers that end up being, goddamn it, I'm telling you, got to be more careful. Chime in.
Hold up, the black. Hold up. I'm an elder, man. I was born in
So,
'71.
Get
I
them
was
up.
born in '71.
right.
Let me talk, King Bash.
Yeah.
Let me inform you on something.
Okay.
When it comes to American politics, right? When it comes to
Right.
our media
Right.
and a propaganda tool that we know of over here as the original Americans, respectively, y'all don't know what's going on over here in our government, my brother. You don't
Right.
know a thing about Pan-Africanism over here on these lands. Let's be honest. Let's be real.
Those are not facts. We need facts. Those are just talking points, right? Pan-African gave a lot of African countries.
Pull up a receipt.
Now, what get me is the facts are this, sir. The facts are this. The facts are you did not stay in your country. The facts are that your daddy, your great great granddaddy, your great 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 granddaddy, your great 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 forefather, and the great man that you worship at the end of that line, none of them stood up for their rights. None of them stood up to women when they get raped. None of them stood up for their country. And y'all outnumber the YT man in y'all country. Unfortunately, we are just about a little bit of 10 to 12%. And yes, we stood fuck up. We say you would not beat us again. Okay? So you won't come up and claim what's right to ours. I don't give what the hell, like, it was already built. You people are lazy. How do you say somebody is lazy and you get your ass up with your bag and you come to another country that's already built and you ain't never even had time?
Pull up a receipt right now.
Pan-African gave a lot of African countries independence, right? So I mean,
who you talking about? No.
No. I mean, listen,
bro.
like,
nope.
Listen.
Somebody mute him because we talking about in America. We're not talking about nothing happening in Africa.
We're talking. Listen,
an open dialogue,
we're having an open dialogue. You can go to FBA.
But can you at least
the
concede that Pan-Africanism started in America? The whole ideal and concept of
Right.
Pan-Africanism started in America. Can you at least concede to that? Because that's
So
a historical
I'm telling you
fact.
where the inspiration came from, but you don't want to believe.
How
And
did
it's
the
a fact.
inspiration? Hold on. That's why I say we got to be stuck in factual base. How
Right.
did the ideal of Pan-Africanism come from Africa when it started in America? The whole ideal, the premise, everything behind it, it started in America.
Right.
But
And it just so
listen,
happened the agents, hold up, and it just so happened the agents don't come from America. So make sense.
listen.
Okay.
So
So we know. Hold up.
Listen.
Let me talk to my people.
And what gets me is this: again, even though we all are arguing right now over what name we using or how we moving forward, hopefully we'll get past that. But shout out to the real people, like the people that you don't see, the people that's not trying to get clout, the people that's not out there trying to, get a dollar, but the people that really, really genuinely understand what our ancestors and our people behind us did for us, and they're gonna guard that. And you ain't finna get your bushwick ass on the internet and be telling you folks that people over here gave y'all civil rights. What in the hell? Not when you ain't never stood up an Asian man over in your country smacking you. No, sir.
Talk to my people so I can inform them of Pan-Africanism because I've been fighting this shit since the 80s. Okay, I'm 55 years old and I'm sick of y'all. Let me finish talking. I'm informing my people. Can I inform my people real quick? You know what I'm saying? Because I was 9 years old when the African shit first started and popping up on my corners, right? I was raised by my grandmother, right? My grandmother was 50-something years old. I was a little boy. I was raised in the house. Hold up, let me finish. Don't you come off your mic yet, right? I'm giving you some history about this shit, some real history that some of my other brothers from over here in America can vouch for, Okay? So when this out of Africa thing first started and they wanted to push the narrative, they had pop-up shops that were popping up all over my city, talking about back to Africa, talking about we from Africa. That's also a time when the movie came out, right? And they started pushing this root shit. Understand? So that African narrative was pushed on us just like these religions. Understand? So you know that people came from other lands telling us that we were from Africa. These people were not from America. So all these people that you just named, right? Just like what's his name just came from up here. What the young man name? That young boy he respectfully. He don't know anything. Let me talk to your elders. I can guarantee you're in full time because I remember I was the one buying medallions, right? I was with the red, the black, the.
Now, I appreciate this because my thing is this. We can track our history back very far, paperwork, you know, because of the slave trade and everything else that happened. And then a lot of their countries over there are really, really new. Like I think Nigeria won't get 59 or 60, 61 for Nigeria. And then a lot of them, you know, so if I just don't get it. Do you know how you go to school? But if you go to school and the board has leering on it with no N, Learing. Right.
Green. I listen to the Zulu Kings, right? I listen to African Bambaataa. Y'all know nothing about that, right? I was the first one back to Africa until he slapped the shit out of me. I was American Indian. How I know she wasn't lying? Because she was still in school. See, I was right there at the precipice when they first started telling this out of Africa shit, and my auntie slapped the piss out of me and say, "Boy, we American Indians." Who told you that shit?
In YouTube language, guys.
I'm sorry.
You can cuss, but don't go too far.
I'm so sorry, sister. Sometimes I get.
And he is right because, like everybody else will know, you know, Jesse Jackson, you know, even though he can pass now. I ain't gonna say rest in peace, but he passed. Jesse Jackson got up in 1988 out the blue and came on TV, him and Al, and said, "Hey, we're gonna call ourselves African American." Everybody said, "What the hell?" Now we had already been named a couple of times, but this where it came from. We were trying to figure out how the hell we get American, but they was trying to be tricky, and they should have went on and got the reparation. They were just trying to trick us out of what was ours, because if we start claiming that, we couldn't say this was ours. You know what I'm saying? And then now, you know, Lord, I'm sorry. Jesus, demand.
Get so passionate, I apologize, gang. I'll apologize to my family.
You're all right, and then we have to let a couple other people get in too.
Okay, well, I'm about to land my plane. I'm about to land my plane with this here. I had on the African medallion. I used to be with the Kufis and the stuff until I started doing my research, and my auntie them told me who I was, and my grandmother them told me who I was, and I started doing my own research. Check this out. If you haven't done your genealogy, if you ain't where I'm at in the 1600s, you ain't got nothing to say to me. I digress. Thank you.
I mean, Pan-African has done a lot.
I got another question. Too for these Africans. Okay, so why did any of our ancestors
Talk in your mic, American.
How come none of us, none of our grandparents, none of our ancestors, even in the census, had African names? Why is that? Why is it that we all have Hebrew-like names? Any name that has an A and an H is a Hebrew word. Why is that? Why didn't any of our people have African names? None of them had African names. None of them.
Even the free ones, right?
Yes, even the free ones they did not have African names at all. Why is that?
I mean, Africans were stripped from their names. You guys know that. And mostly...
No, that is a lie.
Oh, wait.
That is a lie. That is a lie.
You ask a question, but then you talk. And then... what's the point of asking?
Okay,
what's the point of
to make
asking?
the question... Hold on, King, to make the question more nuanced. When people was freed, why... Because people chose their own names when they was freed. Why did they choose these certain names instead of some African sounding names, some Utabuti? Why instead of being Stan? Wow.
Well, my God today. Hold on. Well, you have it there. So, as you can see, if you would like to, you can hit like and subscribe to be here and be just as aggravated as I am. Or you could drop down in the comments and tell me, you know what I'm saying? Did the Pan-Africans provide the way to civil rights in America? I didn't know that, you know? And since we're finding this out together tonight, them history books, they got us with Christopher Columbus and everything. Did you know America was already built in 1500? Everything. Lord Jesus. But you know, again, when you spell it Learing, these are the results that you get. I'm unapologetic. Ain't being unapologetic because I know how. All right. Chime in. Tell me what you think. Happy Saturday and happy Sunday morning. Get some rest and yeah. Read your kids the book. Shit.